In this video, we're going to talk about some of the ways in which you can make a move when you get stuck at that midlife crossroads, that what next moment. When we as women reach middle age, we're like a rabbit in the headlights. We feel really stuck, we feel lost, and we kind of sense that we want to move forward a bit, but we're not sure how. So I'm on a mission to help us all realize that some of those setbacks, some of those disappointments can often be setups or opportunities for the future. So if you're interested, lean in. Welcome to Midlife with Marv. Hello, Bab. How you doing? Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, thank you for joining me. I'm Marvarine. I'm a transformative coach. I coach women over 40 who feel they want to rediscover themselves, embrace their inner wisdom, and curate a more fulfilling life for themselves. I'm also a woman in my 50s and I work in television, but often what I talk about on this channel are issues that we're all grappling with as women in midlife, and often a lot of these topics are also what comes up for many of my clients. So really glad you can join me. Let's dive in on how we can move past that what next moment and get over that crossroads and make a decision. So there are all sorts of things that we have dealt with through our lives as women in midlife, and we sometimes come to a moment where we're stuck. You feel completely lost. These are places that I've been in when I've quit a job and I feel like I've lost my identity. Who am I? Who am I now? Am I the person I used to be? Could I be the person I used to be? But in that moment where you feel lost, you have no idea what to do or how to move forward. So you reach your 40s, you reach your 50s, and menopause is absolutely flogging you. You might feel that you're just fed up of the job you've got. You want to get a new job, do something different. You might even have been laid off or quit a job. I felt completely lost when I quit my job in academia because I went full in to be an academic working in higher education. And when I left the job, I felt like, well, who am I now? Because I went all in. I really wanted to be the cap and the gown girl and teaching journalists of the future. When I left that job, I was like, so can I go back to being a journalist? Will the industry have me? Who am I? Boy, I felt like I was lost in the wilderness. Not forgetting how busy our lives are. And as busy as our lives are, working, picking up kids, picking up grandkids, maybe looking after elderly relatives, all the rest of it, our minds are busy, right? We overthink. As women in midlife, as women in middle age, we overthink a lot. Then you throw in the menopause. I mean, how many more things do you need to have thrown at you? Like hot flashes, brain fog, anxiety. You don't even feel like the person you were. So much to cope with, but you can get over the crossroads, that what next moment. And I'm going to share with you how I did and how you could. I've definitely been in the same position, so please don't lose hope. And I know your individual circumstances are going to really have an impact on how you get through the crossroads, which decision you take. But like I referred to earlier, when I quit my job in academia because I was burnt out, I did feel one of the biggest sense of loss around a career that I ever had, because I'd left journalism because I didn't think journalism wanted me in it as an industry. I was also very demoralised by that last job that I was in. And when I became a qualified university lecturer and became director of journalism, I went all in. I wanted to do my PhD. I wanted to do more research. And all of those ambitions never came true. And so when I left, I was like, so I'm not a journalist. Who am I? I'm not an academic. Who am I? Does the industry want me back? Can it have me back? Luckily for me, I've stepped back into it. I have a foot back in it. But it is a strange, horrible, unnerving feeling. But before I get into the 5 steps that I think we should all be thinking about to try and get through those crossroads to help us make a way forward, please will you like and subscribe. Really good thing to do as well is to hit the notification bell, because that means every time I drop a new video, you'll get a little notification on the YouTube app, and I think in your inbox. But at the moment, I am trying really hard to do 2 videos a week, and also the occasional YouTube shorts. lots of little inspiration. I would love you to join me here. Now, 5 ways to move forward and a bonus tip at the end as well, so don't move. So this video is all about how to recognize the stuckness, the inaction, the fear, the confusion, all of those emotions. All emotions to me are a sign that there's something that needs to be done, something that needs to be tackled. And we're very good at kind of deflecting and hiding and distracting ourselves from our feelings. But one of the biggest things, one of the most important things I talk to all of my clients about as a coach is really to recognize where you are, notice where you are, observe where you are, feel the feelings, write them down, and use those as fuel, right? And often it does take a lot of courage to then go, yeah, okay, I want to do something. I really need to be in a position where I can bring my best self to take the steps to just make a choice. A lot of the advice on social media is from a lot of brilliant young women, particularly on YouTube, but they don't really speak to us. So that's the point of Midlife with Marv. What I've done here, and I've got 5 tips on my lap. They are in sense order because we've really got to do a whole audit. I'm a massive, massive advocate of a life audit. Of course I am. I'm a coach, right? But I think you need to do these steps sequentially, and there's going to be a bonus one as well, so then you can make sense of everything, right? Zoom out and assess your current situation. This is going to mark out whether or not you can do anything about those feelings that you have in hand. And you might already have an inkling, you might already have an idea that you want to pick up a new hobby, perhaps. First thing I think is a really good idea to do is to carry out a financial check. It is hard looking at your own finances. No one really wants to admit that they're not in a great place. I still haven't told you my debt story yet, but I've alluded to it in some videos in the past where I ignored my debts for so long. So have a look at your financial situation. See if you've got any disposable income at all. Could that be put towards something that is part of your future plan? Yeah. Do an audit on your energy and be mindful of it. And when I say energy, I mean the energy, the amount of time and puff you've got to do what you need to do. Me, I'm silly. I often still think I'm 23 and I can go and see, like I'm thinking about tomorrow, right? I thought
I could go and see my mum in the morning, get her shopping in, go and see her, make her lunch, put all the shopping away, come home, pack my bag for London, get a train to London at lunchtime, check into my hotel, go to a dinner that I've been invited to, have all the drinks, have all the woo, then come home, then get up early, come back Thursday morning, another 2-hour train travel.
I thought I could do it all. When I really stepped back and had a look at it, no. I've tried these things before because I thought I was a 23-year-old. In my head, I'm the 23-year-old. When I've done it and I've got home exhausted, I've gone, you should not have done that. Audit your energy. How much energy have you got to go and do the thing that you want to do? Also, in the remit of that, assess your health. What conditions are you dealing with right now? Factor those in. How much can you do around the conditions that you may have? If you don't have any, great. But often a lot of us, we've got issues. I've got a shoulder issue. I've got bursitis in my right shoulder. I've got osteoarthritis in my knees. Those things impact everything I do. So do a skills and interest inventory. What do you know? What don't you know? What skills gap do you need to fill? Are there on-demand courses? Can you choose to follow someone on YouTube who teaches well? Do you want to go to a class? How close is a class? How much is a class, right? Work it all out and work out where you can fit in that around your time. Time audit. There is a video I did about that and how to reclaim your time, right? Do a skills and interest inventory. What do you know? What don't you know? What gaps have you got to fill? Going through that with a client at the moment. She's making sure she's got a new laptop. She's looking for all the programs that she needs because she really wants to get herself back into a space of being on social media. She realizes there are spaces on YouTube that she can jump on and learn some courses that way and get upskilled. She is a little bit afraid. I'm helping her get over that, but she knows that boosting her tech, getting fully into tech is the way to really harness the best of social media. And it's not easy. We're over 40. A lot of us were not brought up with the internet. It all looks very scary, but When you know you've got skills to fill in, go and try and fill them. And if you're stuck around, what's my purpose? What should I be doing? I'm not sure what I should be doing. I'm not sure in my gut. I have a really good workbook in my store. It's called How to Find Your Purpose. Really worth investing in that. And then do a scan of your support system. Who's got your back? Is it your partner? Is it some of your siblings? Is it some of your bezies? Who's going to help you in all of this? And actually, why don't you club together? If you're all a bunch of girls in your 40s, 50s, 60s, get together and work it out together. What are you going to do to move yourselves forward this year? Make it your year to make some changes. Now, that was quite a juicy one for the first one. So if it's really hitting some notes for you, I'd love a comment. Please drop a comment and let me know. And, often a lot of the best conversations happen in the comments, and you might be inspired by somebody else. Right, your next step around your what next moment is to really recognize that you are not her. You are not your best friend who is working in PR, has been for the last 7 years, is earning a lot of good money, and you've just finished one job and you want to get into PR, and you're looking at her going, great, okay, got your first job, earning a particular salary, and you're feeling frustrated that you're not earning the same salary as her. But remember, she's got more experience. She's in a senior position. Don't rush. We have to take our time and learn and build up those skills. You are not her. Gotta acknowledge that. Whatever the step is that you take, hard work and patience, as frustrating as it is, it's something we've really got to acknowledge. So what worked for your best friend, your sister, that girl that you see on Instagram that you follow and you're quite envious of, just got to honour your own path and recognise your own limitations, right? I used to be an advocate of JFDI, but now I'm like, say no to just do it. It is a little bit annoying, and it can be helpful sometimes, but not always. I'm a firm believer in just assessing the situation, deciding what to do, doing some research, and then moving. This is totally me. I wanted to start my YouTube channel in the summer. I actually recorded some videos in July. They were terrible because I realised I was just gung-ho. I was like, yeah, I'm just going to do it, and I'm doing my coaching training and all the rest of it. The videos are terrible. I even uploaded them and took them down. And what I recognised was just do a bit more research, get yourself into the zone, prepare, get some systems in place, make sure you're not doing everything haphazard. Don't be a perfectionist about it, and then do the thing. That's my suggestion. That's how it's worked for me. So think about that when you are considering what those steps are, yeah? And I know you're probably a bit headstrong like me, aren't you? Headstrong and independent. You want to do it all yourself, but you have to sometimes give way, and you do have to, as I say, delegate. You might not be in a corporate role or whatever, but you might need some help with the things that you are doing. I've had some help. I've had some coaching from Reva, some coaching from Rob around YouTube as well. I'm asking people to help me on the other side around the social media. It's hard, but give yourself grace. Have some more compassion for yourself, right? Don't be too hard on yourself. Work out what your success is, what my success is, reframe it. Because we see success often in the media around the corporate space. You got to be the CEO, you got to be the MD. You might have to be working towards partner, you're looking for the promotion, you want more money, and that is seen as success. Success for you might be completely different. It might be that you land that job volunteering, that you're helping out every week at the local school, that you're part of the PTA, that you're on the board of governors, that your success is that you've just managed to declutter a little bit of the house once a week. You feel more fulfilled in yourself. Don't be thinking, oh, well, it doesn't really match up to the success that I see other people doing. If you feel good about it, that's successful. For me, success right now is the whole thing around my content creation and just trying to share messages of love and inspiration and motivation for women over 40. And I feel I'm being really successful in doing that. Okay, My numbers don't show it at the moment on YouTube, but I'm just keeping going, and I'm hopeful that eventually more and more women will join. And I'm so thankful for all of you who are here, my 61 subscribers. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for commenting and watching and caring. All of this for me is my measure of success here. And similarly, around my coaching, the clients who I've already had and who I've helped to transform have given me testimonials, and they've said thank you so much for everything you've done. You've helped me see more clearly. You've helped me drive myself forward. Those are all success points for me. So what's your success point? I'm a massive fan of planning. It is your 5th step now. Create a plan, but I call it a flexi plan, right? Because menopause is going to throw us curveballs. All the things that happen in our lives. We have a lot more going on around us than, say, the equivalent a student who's in college or university. They're thinking about their books. They're thinking about their assignments. They're thinking about friends. We are thinking about, yes, the menopause. We are thinking about running a home. We are thinking about going to work, whatever that work might be. We probably might be navigating grief, or we might be going through a relationship breakup, a big breakup where you've been with someone for a very long time. You're raising kids, you're worried about your kids. You may have had a bereavement. You know, I'm still in the throes of still dealing with the loss of 2 very close family members. There's family illness. There are multiple things that happen to us. So those curveballs might get in the way of your plan, but if you can, just take small steps. It doesn't have to be this huge thing that you draw out on a big piece of paper and go, I'm going to do this. And then when something kind of blindsides us, we rip up the plan and we go, oh, I failed. Be flexible. If something happens, put it on pause. Come back to it. Like, don't throw the plan away. Don't give up on yourself. The smaller steps make a bigger impact, and experiment and explore. That's what I did. Definitely. Let's think. This time last year, I came back to podcasting. I started a crazy girl. I started a politics podcast called The Trouble with Politics. I think I had 9 episodes. I was thrilled. I got 2,000 downloads. I was really surprised because I did it all on my own. Not being braggy, but I did it all on my own. It was work. It was hard work, yo. In many respects. I wish I hadn't done it, but I did it. And it was because I just wanted to keep experimenting and exploring with podcasting. I did my first podcast in 2016 when no one really gave a crap about podcasts. I did Quintessential Woman. I think I did Fabulous Woman in through COVID? I did Beer Beauty, my first ever beer appreciation podcast, 2021. I've done quite a few. And then The Trouble with Politics. I was experimenting. I was exploring. All part of my plan. Seek support. Ask for help. You know, if you're looking to do anything media-wise, I also mentor anybody who's got any kind of media ideas. So you can come to me around that as well. And expert advice is really, really key. There's loads of it out there. You don't even have to speak to a person. Jump on YouTube, find an expert, teach yourself, right? But also professional advice. You might need a counsellor, you might need a mentor or a coach, you might need a financial advisor. Don't hesitate. If you can and if you can afford to, in part of your plan, factor all of that in. Have you been waiting? Here's my bonus tip. It's an addendum to the planning. So you have a flexi plan, but you also have, as I call it, and as I do now, I make a micro flexi plan. A micro flexi plan. So everybody's talking about, oh, what are your goals for the year, vision boarding, la la la. I'm going to do a vision board, by the way. I'll share with you how I do a vision board so that maybe you can do one as well. I have a micro flexi plan. It's just clearer for my brain. Not 12-month goals, not 6-month goals. I plan in 3-month goals. What do I want to achieve in the next quarter, the next 12 weeks? So here I am, 3rd week of January, 2025. Not sure when you're seeing this, but at the beginning of the year, I'm looking to achieve certain goals by the end of March. Then it means there's room for flexibility. I'm factoring all sorts of other things that are happening. The jobs I'm doing in London, the jobs I'm doing around the country, how much time I can commit to discovery calls, calls with clients, my own development work, my own rest, my new plans around personal training, getting stronger, getting fitter with Tash. Thanks, Tash. Micro Flexi planning is the one. I hope that's really useful for you. Thank you so much for watching. I have a ton more videos on my channel, and I'll see you in the next one.